What's up, guys? It's Theo, and welcome back to Introduction to ReactJS, Part 2. This is uh, part, let's see, I think this is Part 14, in my series, so let's get to it. If we look back, we can sort of see where we are. We're 55% through, and so we're going to do prop types, learn how to use prop types to validate props and provide documentation. So the first lesson says, in this lesson you will learn how to use an important React feature called prop types. Prop types are useful for two reasons. The first reason is prop validation. Validation can ensure that your props are doing what they're supposed to be doing. If props are missing, or if they're present but they aren't doing what you're expecting, then a warning will print in the console. This is useful, but reason number two is arguably more useful: documentation. Documenting props makes it easier to glance at a file and quickly understand the component class. When you have a lot of files, and you will, this can be a huge benefit. Click Next to learn how to use props. Okay, so it says, in the code editor, take a look at message displayer's render function. Notice the expression this.props.message. From this expression, you can deduce that message displayer expects to get past a prop named message. Somewhere at some time, this code is expected to execute. Okay, if a component class expects a prop, then you can give that component class a prop type. The first step to making a prop type is to search for a property named prop types on the instruction object. If there isn't one, make one. Put it at the top of the instructions object so it'll be easy to spot if you end up searching for it again. See the example of a prop types property on lines 6 through 8. So right here. You'll notice that the value of prop types is an object, not a function. The second step is to add a property to the prop types object. For each prop that your component class expects to receive, there can be one property on your prop types object. Message displayer only expects one prop, message. Therefore, its prop types objects only has one property. So select bestseller.js. Give the bestseller component class a prop types property. So we'll do that in here, and we're going to say prop types, since this is an object, and then we'll give it a comma. And we'll set prop types equal to an empty object. Okay, let's run that. Make sure that works for us. Okay, it's loading. Okay, cool. Moving on. In the code editor, look at the property on message displayer's prop types objects. Message is equal to react.proptypes.string. What are the properties and prop types supposed to be exactly? The name of each prop type should be the name of an expected prop. In our case, the name of an expected prop. In our case, message displayer expects a prop named message, so our property name is message. The value of each property and prop types should fit this pattern. React.proptypes.expected data type goes here. Since message is presumably going to be a string, we chose react.proptypes.string. You can see this on line 7. Notice the difference in capitalization between the prop types object and react.proptypes. Each property on the prop types object is called a prop type. Select the next file in the code editor, runner.js. Runner has 6 prop types. Look at each one. Note that Boolean and function are abbreviated, but all other data types are spelled normally. If you add dot is required to a prop type, then you'll get a console warning if that prop isn't set. Try to find all 6 props from the prop types object in runner's render function. This.props message, this.props style, etc. So cool, makes sense. So select bestseller.js, and bestseller's prop types object write one prop type. So we're gonna write one prop type for each prop that bestseller is expecting. So we'll say title, and is going to be, let's look back at this again, it's going to be react dot, let me just grab this, and then we'll say react.proptypes.string. So we'll go back and we'll say react.proptypes.string for that. Okay, my bad, I didn't copy it correctly. React.proptypes.string, and then author is going to be the same thing as that, and then we'll have weeks on list. It's going to be a number. Let me make sure that this actually works though. Number, okay. Make all 3 dot is required. So we'll say, let me go back and look, dot is required. dot is required. This is just validation. Dot is required. Okay, so let's make sure this works for us. Okay, cool. Good, you just gave bestseller 3 prop types. In the code editor, open the last file, booklist.js. At the bottom of the file, booklist using or render booklist. So we'll do react dom.render. We'll pass it our component booklist. Get rid of that because it's self-closing. And like we've done all along, do document.get element by ID, and we'll pass it app. And let's run that, make sure that's good to go. Okay, it's loaded. Cool. So move on to 4. Remember stateless functional components? You can see familiar ones in example.js. How could you write prop types for a stateless functional component? You couldn't do it in the usual way. The usual way involves adding a prop types property to the instructions object. Stateless functional components don't have instruction objects. To write prototypes for a stateless functional component, you define a prop types object as a property of the stateless functional component itself. Here's what it looks like. So you basically add it onto its prototype. Okay. So select guineapigs.js. You can see your guinea pig stateless functional component from earlier. Let's give it a prop type. Okay, so in between the guinea pigs function and module.exports, we will define a prop types object. I think we might have to change that around, but let me just see. Guinea pigs dot, let me look at how they do it. So dot prop types, set that equal to an empty object right now. Only expecting one prop, so it should only get one prop type. One prop type matching its expected prop type. Make the prop type required. Guinea pigs container, and what is it? It is source, I guess, and that'll be a string, I think. So let me go back here and we'll say source equals react dot prop types dot string dot is required. Let me make sure that's up and running. I think it might not work because this hasn't been changed to a stateless component, but let's just try it out. Hopefully it lets me through. Okay, any day now. Let's see. Alright, let me refresh them. And let me try it again. Alright, come on, CodeCademy. Let's go. Let's see. I'm guessing it's gonna say I'm wrong. I know, that's right. Okay, cool. So that's how you do it. You just extend that function, you grab its prototype, and you're declaring prop types. You set that equal to an object. Cool. So yeah, guys. Up next, it looks like we have React forms. Learn how to use forms in React, and then we have mounting lifecycle methods that occur when a component first mounts to the DOM. So at this point, we are currently 61% through, and it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 more left to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. As always, guys, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.